Okay, we'll be back in just a minute with Harold Valan, referee of 20 World Championship bouts. Right after this, we'll be right back.
Did you hear the latest? Luella Hooper stirs her peanut butter.
Smucker's natural peanut butter is causing quite a stir.
And Smucker's is so pure, the natural peanut...
Okay, these are scenes from Muhammad Ali's training camp in Deer Lake, Pennsylvania. Any comments here, Vic or Bill, Chuck, Rossi?
Terribly hard place to get to, Bill. You gotta go in the woods. It's a couple of hours away, and when you get there, you meet this really good-looking guy, and he talks to you a lot.
And basically, what do you try to establish in sparring? A basic pattern to tighten up the reflexes?
Try to practice the moves that you're going to make during a fight. It's a place to practice, really, not to really try to hurt yourself.
You don't go for the knockout, you go for the...
Right. It's a place to practice and try to get your moves down pat that you can use in a fight.
What did you train for, Rocky?
Train for?
Yeah.
What I trained for?
Yeah.
I didn't train to go when I was a fighter.
He asked me to ask you that, and then you leave me alone.
I'm sorry.
Why are we laughing while these two guys are bashing their brains out on here? Let me introduce our next guest. Our next guest is Harold Valan, who is a referee, the third man in the ring, as people like to say, and he's refereed World Championship bouts, 20 of them, as a matter of fact, all over the world. Let's have a nice welcome for Harold Valan.
Good to see you. You're not going to shake my hand. You can sit down and...
1, 2. Hi, Harold.
Would have been a good rep.
Yeah, I'd like to hear your count. How do you usually do it when you're in
I
the...
use my fingers. 1, 2, 3, so I don't lose track.
What's your opinion of what's going to happen Friday night?
Well, I think Ali's going to win.
You do?
Yeah.
You never refereed an Ali fight, right? You came close.
I went to Malaysia to referee the fight for Don King, and it was funny. The king and queen objected.
Why?
Vic was there.
They had heard about your reputation?
No. That was one of the things. They didn't want an American referee.
Oh, I see. So you just got to watch the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I thought? A lot of people are going to be watching Friday night. Essentially, tell a person who's not real aware of boxing and scoring what to look for.
Well,
It's the opening bell.
You look for effective aggressiveness, cleaner punches, harder punches, ring generalship. That's the 4 things you look for.
They go over that again. And where should you watch? I mean, you really shouldn't watch one man or the other. You should watch kind of...
You keep moving around. You stay in the center of both fighters, but you keep moving around.
No, I mean if you're at home.
If you're at home?
It wouldn't be too good to be moving around.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty tough to judge a fight on television.
It is? Why is it?
Well, I found that out. You don't get the whole picture.
Yeah,
you just get what's happening on the left-hand side or what's happening on the right-hand side.
Oh, I see.
You don't get the perspective of moving around when you see everything.
How about the tactics like Chuck Wepner was talking about before, holding a guy under the throat and banging him on the side of the head?
Well, I refereed Chuck's fight, so I had that experience with Chuck. Chuck goes into fight and looks to win a fight no matter how.
Did you say Chuck is a dirty fighter, Harold?
No, I wouldn't say he's any dirty.
In the shower every day.
Rocky used to grab you by the throat, by the ears, anywhere as he could. But Rocky was a fighter.
Yes. How many times have you gotten hit in the head refereeing a match?
I don't get hit in the head because I get very angry.
No, but you never got hit once?
Never got hit once.
Huh?
Bill?
Yes.
He was a real good fighter, by the way. Harold was. Fought how many times? 125?
Had 100 amateur fights and 125 professional fights.
How do you know when to stop a fight? A lot of times I think I see things on TV, you think, gee, it's obvious that the guy is out on his feet, or it's obvious that he's not going to make a comeback, or it's in the, say, the 12th round of a fight when you know that the man is being beaten is so far behind that everybody's card. Why not stop the fight if the guy's getting hit in the head?
You're absolutely right. I always said I'd rather stop a fight a second too soon than a second too late.
So what criteria do you use, though?
Well, I generally look in their eyes.
What do you see?
Glazed eyes.
Glazed eyes?
You know what a glazed eye is?
Well, I saw Rocky when he came in today, sure.
Well, he got glazed before we got here. But I wasn't even high.
just you look in their eyes, you ask a question like,
Yeah, I asked, like I refereed Foreman and Frazier. Now, the first time Frazier went down, when he got up, I wiped his gloves off, and I said, "How are you, Joe?" He says, "I'm fine." The second time, he called me Muhammad. I knew I had to stop the fight.
I guess that would be true.
I can tell you a funny story about a referee, too. I fought Sonny Liston in Jersey City, and for 6 rounds, I was ahead of him. I had me hit 3-2-1, and I hurt him a couple of times. This was his last fight before he died. But he had this tremendous jab. I still think Sonny Liston's probably about the best fighter I ever fought. Tremendous puncher. And he started busting me up a little bit, 72 stitches, a broken nose, and a shattered left cheekbone.
You call that being busted up?
Nah, just a couple of nicks, but he never dropped me.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, he never dropped me. And at the end of the 9th round, the referee came over to the corner, and he said to me, "Geez, Chuck, both your eyes are busted up. They're closed shut almost. Can you see the guy? Are you okay?" And I said, "I can see. Don't worry about it." So he said, "How many fingers do I have up?" I said, "Well, how many guesses do I get?" That was it. He stopped the fight. There was a 10th round TKO.
In that fight, they asked Liston if Chuck was the bravest guy he'd ever fought, since he'd gotten beat up so bad, and he was still trying and coming on, and he just wouldn't quit. And they asked Sonny if Chuck was the toughest guy he'd ever fought, and Chuck said, "Nope, his manager was."
It's got to be rotten to have somebody saying, "Go out there and kill him, kid, and your face is falling apart."
No, that's...
How many stitches?
I've got 390 in
390?
my eyes.
Why don't you just use a staple gun?